Welcome or welcome back to WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and with me is Karl-Friedrich Scheufele, Co-President of Chopard. Welcome, Mr. Scheufele.
Great to see you, Mr. Linz, after such a long time.
Yeah, it appears like an eternity almost.
Yes, and we are very happy that you made it to Geneva today, and we can finally sit together again.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
It's good to know that COVID period is over. How do you feel it at Chopard?
Well, obviously, we are very happy that the period is coming to an end. And most of all, that we are once again able to show our novelties, in particular now at Watches and Wonders, coming up in a touch and feel manner, and not only digitally.
Yeah.
I mean, the digital way of working worked out well, after all, but it's not the same.
No.
And certainly not the same as if you touch a watch and hold in your hand and you actually feel the material, and so it's a world of difference.
Yeah. The haptics on you can't transfer any haptics through any picture. I know. Even we try hard on with our videos, but still, the end of the day, someone being interested in the watch needs to touch, put it on the wrist, see it on the wrist.
Exactly. And yes, of course, we're happy that a lot of our partners have announced that they're coming. Yeah. And a lot of partners from the press. We didn't see each other for a long time also. And we didn't see each other for maybe 3 years now.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness. I'm just thinking back 25 years. As you remember, we were both in Fleurier when you started with your L.U.C. adventure. That was an adventure today it's a well-known brand under the roof of Chopard. Yeah. But it's funny, it's 25 years ago that we met in Fleurier, and you introduced us the 1.96 caliber, and an exciting moment. And now 25 years later, you come up with a small collection that we just discovered that really celebrates these 25 years.
Yes, well, 25 years ago, I remember very well when I received you with a small group of colleagues to discover the very first L.U.C. caliber 196 with a micro rotor and double barrel, and this caliber is still in action today, and we actually improved it even further, and it's a very, very interesting, and I think in a way an iconic caliber today. Yeah. And yes, for the 25th anniversary of L.U.C, we decided to launch what we call a Trilogy of striking watches. You know that in 2016, 17, we presented the L.U.C Full Strike, which was our first minute repeater. And just like everything we do, it was not just another minute repeater. It was something very innovative, and using sapphire crystal for the gongs and connected directly to the sapphire crystal of the watch.
As amplifying the sound, to amplify the sound. And they sound great, by the way, these watches. Incredible.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and we thought for this anniversary we needed something really outstanding. And it's been a while that we worked on these pieces, so there is a all sapphire limited edition of 5 full strike watches, which was really a feat. Really a challenge to be able to come up with this case, and all that with the sapphire crystal mechanism that I described. And then of course we went one step further with a full strike, and we introduced a full strike tourbillon. And we went back in time to 2006 when we first presented the Strike 1,
yeah.
which, okay, it only strikes once an hour, but
it reminds you
that
an hour is gone.
Very emotional, very nice, it's a beautiful sound. And we now equipped it also with the sapphire crystal. So it's a trilogy which is very meaningful for such an important anniversary.
Yeah. Just a question, you have only 5 of these sapphire crystal watches. And I assume such a particular watch maybe should also get into the museum, because we are filming here in the museum. Do you have one more that will stay in the museum? The 00 out of 00
usually,
Mr. Scheufele watch.
But we usually keep a piece for the museum. We haven't done this years ago, and we should have. So today we are actually once in a while buying back watches that we consider must be in our museum, but nowadays, in some cases, we decide to make one more, which stays in the museum.
Should be.
Yes.
This is a very particular watch.
Agreed.
Outstanding watch.
Yes.
On top, you were talking about the 1.96 caliber. There's also, it comes back this year as a tourbillon and is integrated in a collection 22 years ago, I think. No, when did you introduce the Alpine, the St. Moritz watch?
1982.
1982. Yeah.
It doesn't make me any younger.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And it came back in kind of the same way as you had the discussion with your father. Then your son came, you had the same discussion.
My son insisted that we re-edit the St. Moritz in another shape and form, but very much the same design.
Yeah.
And we presented the Alpine Eagle in 2019,
And this year it comes back with the 1.96 caliber as a tourbillon, very thin watch.
It's a very successful collection, by the way. We're beginning to have waiting lists. Can you believe it?
Oh, you.
In some countries, if we can't really increase the production at this point very much. And and this novelty now you just mentioned. It's the first Alpine Eagle, of course, with a flying tourbillon, based on the 196 movement, and it's also the thinnest Alpine Eagle. It's a very elegant, sporty piece. Maybe I'll reserve one for myself.
You should. It's not limited, so it's easier probably.
But it's limited simply by the number of pieces we are able to do in a year, and there are not many.
Yeah, I know the process of making the entire bracelet. Everything is really quite challenging, and I was having those watches in my hands.
And we're using Austrian steel.
I know.
You know.
Böhler. It's Böhler or
no,
is it?
First.
It's first. Sorry.
Yes,
okay. First. Austrian steel, the best. Even another competitor, it's Rolex, is also using Austrian steel. So we are. But this is Böhler, I think. Rolex is using. No, but it is fantastic. And I was having these watches in my hands first. And the thing is, you really touch it, and it is completely a smooth surface.
Oh yes.
So there must be hours of polishing of work on it. It's really soft. It's not like another iconic watch that exists from a brand that is abbreviated in 2 letters, AP. And when you touch it, it's really, it's sharp. And your watch is...
we worked hours and hours on what you call the haptic side of the watch. And I find it, the touch and feel of a watch is as important as its look. So if it has sharp edges and it kind of messes up your shirt sleeve and so on, that's not. I was really I'm very particular with this, and our team knows. And we went back and forth many times until we got it right.
It feels. I had these watches in my hands, all the three of them, the freehand watch, the chronograph, and now the tourbillon. And it shows, and I was really impressed because I'm really touching these watches, and not to spoil them, but to find the edge. I didn't find any, so it's really excellent work here.
Well, thanks.
Mr. Scheufele, in short, I'm happy that we are in contact again.
Yes.
Let's hope that everything stays like it is. And,
we hope that we will now enter a
smooth
new,
phase.
smoother phase, hopefully. Yes.
And lots of success. We're taping this before Watches and Wonders, so lots of success during Watches and Wonders.
Thank you.
And I'm also very, I'm excited to see all the people again live. And is he real? Can I touch him? Is he real? No more Zoom calls, or team calls, or Skype calls.
Yeah, thank God.
I'm done with that. Thank God. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah,
Stay tuned. Stay tuned on WatchAdvisor. It's digital, but it's different. It's TV on YouTube. Bye, guys.